From the kitchen of the cabin, it's the 5 Games for Doomsday review.
Forum Trajanum. Nobody wants freedom. Not pure, unfettered freedom. The kind of liberty that leaves you free to die on the street. True freedom is red in tooth and claw. True freedom is an acknowledgement of our pulsing animal violence. True freedom is death. What we really want is freedom light, freedom with restriction, constraint with wriggle room. We are defined by the limits our genes and our society places on us. It is these limitations that guide us through our lives. It is the edges that make the path. Without the edges, it's just a directionless expanse. With them, it's an invitation to move forward. It's the same with games. This is what the rules of a game are. They are the limits that give us a space to play within, an idea of what not to do. And it's only through knowing what not to do that we can make our decisions. Negatives that promote positives. It is this limitation of choice, this denial of everything, that propels us through the game. It offers us options but denies us the resources or the time to truly pursue those options. It forces us to make choices, and that duress pushes us towards comforting success or invigorating regret. It is in denial that the power of the game rests. Give us everything and we soon lose interest. But show us everything and compel us to choose a fraction of it, then you have a game with a pulse. You have a game that lives. The master of restricted plenty is Stefan Feld. Wrongly derided as point salad, Feld provides you with an abundance of paths but a constriction of time and means, and it is in his use of constriction that he pulls the enjoyment out of the players. He gives you a raft of great decisions but denies all but a few of them to you. Rather than a poorly put together jumble of mechanics, Stefan Feld's games are an argument for the power of limitation and an unapologetic refutation of total freedom. Forum Trajanum is Stefan Feld at his very best, and the sheer agony of choice is what makes this game one of the most entertaining that I've played all year. In Forum Trajanum, players take charge of a Roman colonia and have to maintain and develop their tranche of foreign soil, all the while paying due deference to the Emperor Trajan in Rome. On their turns, players will remove 2 tiles from their colonia board and choose which to keep and which to pass to their neighbour. After they have received a tile, they will then decide which one to keep and which to reject. These tiles offer resources, special powers and upgrades that improve chances to score. After this, players can utilise these resources to build within their colonia. They can build neutral coloured monumental buildings that give points or bonus resources or actions, or coloured buildings that enable players to transform their used tiles into envoys that are placed in the Senate in Rome and provide points for their proximity to the various centres of power. 12 rounds are played, and after every 4th round, there is a scoring phase in which intermediate totals are tallied. After the 12th round, there is one final scoring, and then the player with the most points gets to decide if they will accept victory gracefully or be a total prick. Were I ever to win, I would always plump for the latter. This game thrives on the sheer amount of options and the tantalising lack of time in which to explore them. There is the option to generalise or take one specific path, and the design is nimble enough to allow you to change tack halfway through, although there is still the peril of bad decisions. And it is the decisions that make this game a joy. There are a cascade of decisions with every turn, forcing you to forge your own direction through the game. Which tiles should I keep? Which should I give away? Which buildings should I build and where should I build them? The game offers so many paths that you get to choose whether to be a libertarian or a socialist when it comes to eggs and baskets. I've always found the criticism of games like this fatuous in the extreme. That they offer little player interaction is to fundamentally misinterpret what interaction they offer. All of the decisions in this game affect the other players, from the denial of resources to the blocking of profitable paths in the Senate. Interaction is ubiquitous, and just because you're not banging them over the head doesn't mean you're not interacting. Forum Trajanum is nudge theory in action. Forum Trajanum prevents difficulty in all the right ways, not in granularity or a heap of exceptions, but in well-crafted rules that place the difficulty on the decisions that you make. Forum Trajanum is sliding doors moment after sliding doors moment. And it is your failures as much as your successes that leave you aching to play again. I adored this game from my tentative first turn to my catastrophic final turns, and with repeated plays the game improves. This game provides exactly what we want from our games. It makes us feel clever without providing simple answers, and through just the right amount of limitation, gives birth to legions of decisions. Forum Trajanum limits us in all the right ways, and with this kind of limitation, who needs freedom? Thank you for listening, and you can support this show by going to patreon.com/5G4D.